big known actors in it. Well, I say Lily James is not really big.
Lily Rose Depp.
Sorry, I apologize. Lily Rose James.
Lily Rose Depp.
My gosh, my bad. Lily Rose Depp.
That's okay. They're better.
Whatever. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 2. If we sound different, things look different. We changed a couple things. For example, got a new laptop that runs better.
Way better.
That's running everything smoother, easier, better. The whole concept. So if it sounds more echoey, if it does all that, we're still playing around trying to
still kind of working around things.
Yeah, we're still trying to solve all the little nitty gritty shit.
Yeah, and the lighting might look a little more blue-red. We're also testing out some lighting stuff,
Yeah,
working with decorations. So it's all a work in progress.
Yeah, this is a work in progress for the entire thing. It's going to be a work in progress until we find a setup we truly, truly love. That might be episode 5 where we're like, yeah, this is it, we nailed it. This could be episode 10 where we nail it. It could be episode 140. We'll figure it out.
We appreciate you coming along for the journey.
Yes, we appreciate the patience.
That
so,
too.
January 4th is the day. That means we've got no movies, actually. I'm sorry. We were actually, when we recorded the episode 1, which released today as well, which today is January 7th, we would have been like, oh yeah, we're super excited to talk about movies that came out January. It would have been 3rd, 4th, 5th that weekend.
Nothing.
And nothing came out.
No.
So,
it was a lot on Christmas Day for sure, but nothing like January.
Right.
At least the beginning.
So, to speak on that, we decided to go back a little bit, and we decided, hey, you know what? Because Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas,
Happy Holidays, Happy
New Year, the whole bit. Welcome to 2025. We're gonna go back a little bit further because the only movies that are in theaters right now are movies that came out early December / Christmas and onwards. So we decided, hey, we'll review the 3 movies that came out around Christmas time and the 1 movie that came out on Netflix today or yesterday, the 3rd. Right? So, movies that came out?
Yeah. In order of, I guess, how we saw them.
Yeah, we'll do it in order of how we saw them.
First one was Nosferatu.
Then we saw Baby Girl.
And then, oh, goodness. Oh, A Complete Unknown.
And then finally, the movie that came out on Netflix yesterday was Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl. So if you haven't seen Wallace and Gromit, there's a series of them. So
we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into it. So why don't we start with Nosferatu?
Okay.
I'll let you go first.
I was very hyped for this movie. Very, very hyped. The trailer looked great. I knew the director, Robert Eggers, from The Witch and The Lighthouse. I was not necessarily the biggest fan of those movies, especially The Witch. I just find it a little lackluster, but, the trailer looked good. I like the dark, mysterious, creepy vibes, so I was definitely willing to give it a try. Did not like it.
Yeah, so for the first episode 1, we talked about Nosferatu, and we were like, oh, the trailer looks so good, we're super excited, vampires, the whole bit, let's do it. And we watched it and we're not impressed.
I was so excited for this movie, and honestly, no shade or hate to Robert Eggers, but it's definitely a Robert Eggers movie. It didn't really waver from anything that he's done otherwise. I don't know, I found it very dull. The storyline could have been great. I'm not comparing it to the old one either, because I haven't seen the original old one. So I'm not comparing it to that. But the acting wasn't bad. I love Nicholas Hoult, and it was nice to see him coming back in some movies and more notable blockbuster, if you will, kind of movies. Right,
and then we also saw Johnny Depp's
Lily Rose Depp
daughter, yeah.
That's what I was going to mention too. Yeah, I thought she did great. Obviously, she's getting good acting advice. So
no kidding. And then we saw also Willem Dafoe was in it.
There's a lot of good actors.
Yeah, so those are the 3 everybody known actors in it. Well, I say Lily James is not really
Lily Rose Depp.
Sorry, I apologize. Lily Rose James.
Lily Rose Depp.
My gosh. My bad. Lily Rose Depp.
That's okay. There's editing.
Whatever. No, Lily Rose Depp. We haven't seen her in anything.
I haven't seen her in anything. She was in. I think it was called. It was The Idol. Was she in The Idol?
I have no idea.
Okay, there was a show that came out with The Weeknd that I heard was not good, and for some reason I feel like she was in that. I could be very wrong because I haven't seen that show.
Yeah, I don't know. But truthfully, yeah, we were both super excited for it. Thought that, you know what, we watched Dracula on Netflix and we loved that.
Oh, I love anything vampire
Right,
related.
and
I'm
then
a Twihard and all
I was
that.
gonna say
So
Cheyenne in the last episode mentioned
yeah,
mentioned about
Twilight.
Twilight, but the thing is that this was just a movie where, without spoiling it, because we're trying not to spoil movies in
Yeah.
this, because we want you to watch it if we think we like it and what the whole bit, but
Yeah.
not spoiling it. It's just a movie that, like, if you've seen one vampire movie, you kind of know what's going to happen in this one.
Sure.
And then on top of that, it just felt like the story was fun, was good. The filming of it was good. All of that was good. It was just a long runtime that didn't need to be a long runtime.
That's the other thing too. It was around 2 hours and 21 minutes, I think. It felt all of that. Like at one point, you would each be leaning over to each other and like, do you know what time it is? Like we got to watch, or like would check the time quick. And it was like still another hour and a half to go. Like the parts that I thought would have been done weren't the end of the movie. Like
Yeah.
I just felt, it felt way too long winded for me.
Yeah. By the way, we do not condone looking at your phone, texting, all
No.
that stuff at the theater.
I'm talking watch.
Yeah, one of the things. Sorry, not to go on a huge tangent quick, but one of the things that we hate, and one of the things that has ruined movies theaters for us sometimes, is people texting, recording,
anything with a phone or any device,
or even just talking out loud. Like me and Cheyenne will make comments during the movie, but it's not like,
no,
hey, look at that guy. It's more like a whisper,
and it's or a nudge, like to like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just don't fucking use your phone. Like I don't.
Like I understand that this is the 21st century and it's 2024 and like cell phones are everywhere, but like you can put your phone away for 90 minutes and 2 hours and 2.5 hours. Sorry.
If I can interject, like the one example that always comes to my mind, just for like off the beaten path now, is the one guy when the movie we watched. I'm not going to mention the movie just in case, but the guy who decided to video call his wife while we're watching the movie.
Yeah.
And we're at the back row. This guy's down middle on the, like in the front area. So his light is shining everywhere. Little things like that. Pet peeves like that.
Yeah.
Like just don't use your phone or any device. Just enjoy the movie.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now to go back on track.
So
Nosferatu. So we'll give it our rating. Keep in mind, my rating is very different than Cheyenne's rating.
Will be out of 10?
Yeah, we'll do out of 10. My rating, just to kind of give context to my rating, 1 to 4 means I didn't like it. 5 means it's meh, and then 6 to 10 means I liked it, and then obviously 1 to 4 being I kind of didn't like it, and 1 being I really hated it.
So yeah.
And then 6 being I kind of liked it, and then 10 being I really loved it.
So for me, my rating is way different because I'm not lax, but I'm way more lenient, I guess, when it comes to ratings. Because my rating is like 1 to 5 or 6. It wasn't great.
That's not true.
Wait, I said that backwards.
It's backwards.
Sorry,
Cheyenne is way more strict with hers.
Let me reverse that. Sorry, 1 to like 3 or 4 is I didn't really like it that much, and then like 4 or 5 up, that was decent, and then I'll be more specific with the rating as I say the number. So like it could still be a low-ish rating, like a 5.7 or something, but I still might not like it, but I still might like it for different things.
All right, I thought Cheyenne was going to go a different way. I think Cheyenne's way more strict with her ratings.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'll be like, oh yeah, we watched a new Doctor Strange movie, and you're like, yeah, it was like a 5. And I'm like, what? I thought it was great. It's like a 7. I thought
I might not be explaining my rating while I'm a little out of it.
Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. But my rating for Nosferatu is a 4.
Do you want to expand on that?
Well, okay. we kind of did already. So
I guess
the reason why I rated it a 4 is because the story was good, the acting was good, and then all of the cinematography reasons why it was good. So like the lighting, all that crap was good. Like it had the tone of a vampire horror movie.
Yeah. Now,
problem is that I could tell you what was going to happen from the beginning of that movie. I could tell you how the movie was dragged on too long for me, and then on top of that, the ending also left me kind of unsatisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of give it like a 4.3.
Just
like a little bit more, just a little bit more. more for the actors. Like I don't like. I think the actors did great for the acting, but the storyline wasn't like it just was too boring for me. I know it got
Right.
very high ratings, like a 7.8 or something like that on IMDb.
Yeah, I want to say
Rotten
it got like a
Tomatoes gave
70s.
it good.
Yeah, I think it was like a 70s in the Rotten Tomato.
Yeah, so it got good ratings. I maybe just need to rewatch it. Maybe I'm missing something. Because I really wanted to like it. So yeah, 4.3.
Yeah, maybe one day it's a rewatch kind of
Yeah.
situation when we talk about that more, but we'll
But
figure it out.
speaking of rewatch now, Baby Girl
Baby
was
girl.
definitely something for me. I know Ricky too, but like for me, I went in thinking like
This
I
will
had
suck.
more of a not hope, but I was hoping it would be a little better than what Ricky was because all we knew face value on the trailer was like it's a cheating movie. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I really want to see this. It's not really my go-to movie type of night out. Um, but yeah, so you're like,
Yeah, it's same boat as what Cheyenne said. Is we had no good expectation going into this movie.
Yeah.
We also don't like rom coms. Not that this movie is a rom com; it really isn't.
it's not a rom com.
But like in the sense of we don't like lovey dovey stuff, and we knowing that this was an affair movie, I don't know why I have a sensitivity to it, but I really don't like
Yeah,
movies
very
where
much.
a lot of cheating happens in relationships, and so
For me, I'm just like it's a movie. Move on.
yeah,
For
to me it bothers me a little bit more.
Sure.
But yeah, like we didn't have any good expectation, and then pleasantly was surprised.
Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised. I preferred this over Nosferatu. Ironically enough, I feel like all the movies we're going to mention, for the most part, we liked better as we saw them.
Better than the last one, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can tell what we liked the most, that was anyway. But no, yeah, Baby Girl. We both when we both watched it, I was not excited for. We loved it. Or not loved it, but we liked it. Or I liked it. I'm not gonna talk for Cheyenne, but yeah, I just thought it was going to be boring because it's just going to be like a sex kind of exploration movie. But it ended up being very interesting. It ended up gearing towards something that I thought was interesting to tackle, conversation pieces between relationships that you can have with someone of a relationship of your own. Like I thought it was a cool way to approach something that ended up with a cheating aspect, but the cheating aspect was almost not as important as the other major themes in the movie. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
So for me, the biggest thing was the fact that it had Antonio Banderas in it
Yep.
and Nicole Kidman.
Yep.
And is it Harris Dickinson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I didn't realize was in. I can't even remember the movie we had said, but there's something we saw him in very recently that we were like, oh yeah, it's that guy. All three of them did great, but the main reason I really wanted to see it, aside from the podcast, is A24 was the production company, and anything they make, I pretty well will watch and enjoy. It's just this one was kind of like threw me off. It wasn't really the first thing I think of that comes to mind when A24 releases a movie. I was very pleasantly surprised. I actually really enjoyed it. There were some moments that I looked over at Ricky too, and I'm just like, that just happened, or like whatever. So like I really enjoyed it overall. Like it was still not the best movie of the year, definitely not. But like it was still an really enjoyable movie option.
Yeah, like shout out to A24 for always making like really good fucking movies.
Yeah.
Like even other movies that we saw this past year, we're gonna talk about our top 5 movies of 2024, but like there was a couple A24 movies that were really on that list or really close to being on that list, like honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
But man, like A24, anytime they come a movie out, I kind of go, yeah, we gotta watch that first.
Yeah, like I was very happy with it. Like this one, if we go into ratings for this one,
yeah, go for it.
Even though I'm saying like it was a great movie, whatever, I'd give it about a 6. For me, it's about a 6. The acting, great. I thought that having those actors was great. The acting, I kind of would have wanted to see a bit more from Antonio Banderas. I get why, just based off his character in the movie, I get why there wasn't like as much. I don't know. I just kind of wanted a little more exploration on his side.
Sure.
Harris was great. I thought he did really good at being his character, and Nicole Kidman also did great. I personally, no shade again, but I think she does look better out not in the movie, like in real life. I think she looks a little bit better plastic surgery wise, but what have you. That's my rating. I'd give it probably a 6.
Yeah, I was gonna be about the same, like a 6.5 in that range. I can't give you a ballpark, maybe 6.25.
I was good with a solid
But
6
it's like
for me.
like it is. Like I also don't want to like preface like my 6 is like usually meh, like meh, just better than meh. But like this was really good. Like I really did enjoy it enough. I'm only rating it a 6 because based on everything else we watched this year.
But also based on it's not our go-to movie.
That too. I think like had this podcast truly not existed, that would have been one of the movies we wouldn't have seen.
But then now seeing it, I would have been like, oh, I kind of would have kicked myself a little bit if I didn't see it. So
this is gonna be kind of a benefit for us in the podcast.
Which is very true for the next movie.
Yeah, we're gonna watch a bunch of movies that we don't normally watch, like A Complete Unknown. So we both were like, no, we're not a big Bob Dylan fan.
That was a big thing for me because Bob Dylan's voice. I knew he was a folk singer and like some rock, but I never. I don't know. He always sounded like he's not not fully singing.
Yeah, my parents will agree with me and say, or not agree with me. They will believe me when I say I have not talked very good, kind words about Bob Dylan's singing voice. I think he, at the especially pre-movie, especially pre-movie, it was always kind of like, well, I'd rather listen to someone that can sing than listen to Bob Dylan because Bob Dylan, to me, just wasn't entertaining and like not a.
So I like there was some songs that were by him that I liked the songs, but it was just how they were conveyed. I wasn't a huge fan of. So this one definitely, and also biopics. I'm very specific with this.
Oh yeah, Cheyenne. We had a full-on conversation before this, before watching that movie, where Cheyenne was like, "Oh, it's another biopic."
Yeah, because like we had seen Bohemian Rhapsody. Was it Bohemian? Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. Saw that, loved it because of Rami Malek and Rocket Man, the Taron Egerton. But otherwise, I'm not the biggest Elton John fan. Again, I like some of his music, and I know there's a Michael Jackson one coming this year. That is
called Michael.
Yeah, it's called Michael. By Michael Jackson's nephew is being Michael, which is even better. But aside from that, yeah, this one I was like, oh, it's Bob Dylan. I'm like, whatever. I know it's Timothée Chalamet. I'll watch it just to see how it happens. But,
and then
it was fantastic.
I was waiting for you to go.
Yeah,
it was phenomenal. I think it was one of those movies where me and Cheyenne both left the theater going, "Fuck, we should listen to Bob Dylan."
I wrote notes on this movie. Actually, if you don't mind.
Sorry, again, for those who hasn't seen the first episode, because again, it was just an intro to us. Cheyenne had a whole texted document for me.
I had a whole come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, because she didn't want to forget her response to this, so I'll let her take the floor.
Okay, so I'm not going to give my rating yet, but I did write some notes. First thing I did say though was Timothée Chalamet was perfection. I thought his portrayal of Bob Dylan, because even though we weren't huge Bob Dylan fans, at least for me, I knew a lot about Bob Dylan. I knew about him. I knew his personification, his voice, his look, his style, his cadence, all of that. And I thought Timothy covered that beautifully. He sounded just like him, and I even made a note saying the end credit song, which was like a Rolling Stone. That's not a spoiler. That's in the end credits. I keep looking this way. I apologize. You're my focus, but neither one of us could really tell if it was Bob Dylan singing the end credit song or if it was Timothy singing the end credit song. It was that accurate, and I still don't know because on the way home from that movie we listened to like a Rolling Stone from both Timothy and Bob, and still don't know.
There's truly barely a difference. I think the only thing we found, well, I said, I don't know if Shane, but like when we played both, Timothée Chalamet's voice is a hair deeper. Like it's,
yeah, he had said that.
But it's again like it's next to like indistinguishable. Anyway, continue.
That's okay. Yeah, so Ed Norton being Pete Seeger, great. We both love Ed Norton. You more so for sure.
Well, it's only because of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I know. And then the actor who played Woody Guthrie, his name escapes me right now. He was also great, and I was really sad hearing that Woody Guthrie had Huntington's disease.
Yeah, because in the movie they don't mention what disease he has.
In the movie, Woody Guthrie's just sick. I just want to leave it at that. But it is you don't find out what it is. But yeah, I was reading up on him after the fact, and he did have Huntington's disease. And a close family friend of mine also had that, and it's a bitter, cruel disease. And his Woody Guthrie's daughter, I believe it was, died of Huntington's.
Yeah, it's very sad.
It's very sad.
Anyway, also,
and sorry,
no, Shane can go.
no, you go ahead.
All I was gonna say was the actor that played as Woody Guthrie also was in Speak No Evil that came out earlier this year.
Yes,
He plays the dad, and we thought he was great in that movie as well. So I don't remember your name as the actor. Maybe because I edited the video, maybe I'll put his name below so you can check out the actor's name. But yeah, phenomenal job.
and then Boyd Holbrook played Johnny Cash. He, I thought, was perfection as well, but in a different way. Because I told Ricky on the way home, it reminded me so much of when Tom Hanks played Walt Disney in Saving Mr. Banks, in that he didn't necessarily, for Tom Hanks, didn't look like Walt Disney, but he gave the personification again, the cadence, the walk, the style, everything. I found Boyd gave Johnny Cash that same look. He didn't exactly look like him, enough to get by, but it was how he acted and sang and everything. I thought it was just great. Looked just like him. Or acted just like him, sorry.
Yeah, I remember when we were watching the movie, I was like, oh, he has this like ruggedness and like he commands the room when he walks in.
Yeah, he was rugged was the word I was trying to find the whole night when we watched it.
Yeah, he truly was Johnny Cash walking. It was weird, man. Like, I literally felt like you were watching Johnny Cash walk on the stage or sing a song
in general,
or act. It was weird.
As he did everything, outside of the stage too. But I also thought it was cool. So one thing, I don't think it's intentional for either of us, but when we watch movies, we end up hearing the title of the movie in the movie somewhere. And this one being a complete unknown, I didn't really think about it. Again, I knew some of his songs, but I didn't know all the lyrics. I thought it was kind of cool.
I had no idea, but
I thought it was kind of cool that, like a Rolling Stone, it's sung in the movie. A complete unknown is part of the lyrics of one of Bob's songs. So I'm like, okay, there's the title of the movie.
Yeah, Cheyenne will have this, but it reminds me of this one scene in a Family Guy episode where Peter goes, "Oh, there it is, and it's so every time I hear the title in the movie, I go, "Oh, there it is."
That's funny.
There it is.
That's funny. So do you want to rate it?
Read what?
Rate it.
Rate it. Oh, I'm like, what am I reading? My rating. 9. It has to be a 9. I think it's tough to because I want to rate it higher. I really do.
I did rate it a little higher than you. So
it's a 9 for sure. I think it's one of Timothée Chalamet's best acting, which is crazy because a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, well, he was in Dune and he was in this and that," and yeah, he's phenomenal. I think this was his. You can tell he really put in the work to get this done right, and
he was in Interstellar.
As the son in Interstellar.
I don't even know what his name was in it.
I don't either, but he definitely put in the work, and you can tell he put in the work. The person who played Joan did a phenomenal job as well.
Joan Baez.
Honestly, you can think of any actor like Elle Fanning also did a phenomenal job in it too.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of famous actors and actresses in this movie, and they all acted their ass off. And I truly left the theater going, I really do want to now just listen to Bob Dylan and personify Bob Dylan and take what I've learned from that movie and put it into my own life.
So I gave it a 9.2 on here too, and there was. Okay, yeah, this is so trivial, but for me, I actually thought he was going to give it a higher rating because when I had rated it on the way home, you had rated it higher than what I rated it.
I don't even remember what I initially.
You said 10.
I know. I was thinking. I don't know. I think maybe for
or
me
9.5, but like I said 9.2 solely for the fact that though Timothy's voice and singing and all that was dead ringer, I felt like it was a little bit too much at times. Like there was a couple moments in certain scenes. It just sounded fake Bob Dylan, even though it still sounded like Bob Dylan. And it's such a trivial thing, but it took me out of it a little bit in that scene.
I mean, to be fair, I like if you rated it a 10, I also like praise you. Like it's a phenomenal movie.
It's a really good movie, and I think if they're doing Oscar nods for that, Timothy would definitely get an Oscar nod
best Oscar
for Best Actor.
So kind of just a quick. Oh, we have one more movie. I completely forgot.
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, you can bring up Wallace and Gromit first because I did complete on that.
Okay. So yeah, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl, and it's FOWL. because the villain is a bird.
It's a penguin specifically.
Yeah. And yeah, it was. I was actually really, really cute. I really liked it. I also really like Wallace and Gromit. For those of you who don't know, Aardman Animation makes Wallace and Gromit. They make Shaun the Sheep. They've made Chicken Run. I think they went for a lull for a bit and then came back.
Yeah, so Chicken Run was like a movie that came out. I want to say like, oh gosh, it's either gonna be
like 20 years ago.
I was either gonna say it's either late 1990s or early 2000s. I couldn't remember. But Chicken Run came out, and I remember watching it a crap ton when I was little. And then for whatever reason, I don't think they made anything other than Shaun the Sheep. And then they came back last year with Chicken Run 2.
I think something happened to that company. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember.
They went through something.
Yeah.
So we had actually just watched Wallace and Gromit of the Curse of the Were-Rabbit, like a day prior, only because we really wanted to watch it anyway. So it just kind of worked out that the next day was Vengeance Most Fowl. I thought it was really cute. I actually really appreciate the voice actor that they got to replace the original who passed. He passed now 8 years ago because we're in 2025. But the actor that currently plays Wallace was also a character in Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and he's been Wallace in something in between the two movies.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cute, but I always really like claymation. Even if it's not real claymation, to make it look like clay, I think looks great. But I also love the relationship Wallace and Gromit have, and a lot of my extended family live in England, and Wallace and Gromit, Shaun the Sheep, it's massive there. Like there's random, I think, statues peppered throughout different cities in England too.
Yeah.
It's just like a cult of Aardman over there, which I love, but I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, I think so. I remember when I watched Wallace and Gromit a long, long time ago. Phenomenal movies. I think claymation is a very specific technique that to me is very can't think of the word, nostalgic. So like for example, Night Before Christmas and Coraline and yeah, man, like James the Giant Peach.
Are they stop motion more?
Claymation is just it's stop motion using clay.
Oh,
right. But anyway. Yeah, it's just movies like those to me are like they I don't know, they touch my heart in a specific way, and Wallace and Gromit is no different. Like the Curse of the Were-Rabbit, which we watched before this, was like I watched it and like now and I tell Cheyenne like there's one line that I always quote from the movie, and it's just cheese. Like I literally like
so I had never registered. Like any random time he'll just say cheese, and I never registered it was from Curse the Were-Rabbit, and then Wallace had mentioned like the word cheese, but not like it was like cheese, and I'm like, is this where you got it from? So then the whole movie we were kind of watching for the moment that it's the same way he said it.
And it's literally at the end of the movie.
Very end, but it was really funny.
But yeah, so then to take that and again going, oh wow, there's a new Wallace and Gromit, watching it, it was just like, yeah, this is very true to form to Wallace and Gromit. Like funny and exciting and heartwarming and
very much heart. I find they're all heartwarming. Even Shaun the Sheep, they're all very heartwarming. And I'd give this one a 7.
Yeah, 7.5. I'll give it.
Okay.
But yeah, like I mean, because I don't know. Maybe to me it's more nostalgic than it is to you.
Well, the actors are also not as well known in this one, whereas the Were-Rabbit was like Ralph Fiennes, Helena Bonham Carter. Like it had a lot of notable people, but that's nothing to sway my rating. I just give it a 7 because it was very enjoyable. And
if you have kids, I would recommend it for sure.
Oh yeah.
But like even for me, it was just more. Wallace and Gromit is just, to me, I saw it and I immediately smiled. I couldn't help but smile.
Because Wallace is just so happy. Like, he's just so happy with Gromit, too, and when he does his inventing and all that. So
yeah, and Gromit is just so loyal. And, like...
And I love that he's a silent character. Like,
yeah, I think it's perfect,
a
right?
Like, little woofs or barks or whatever.
Oh, it's kind of like Penn and Teller, right? You don't have
like Shaun the Sheep.
That, too. I don't know. It was just perfect. I think it was a really good movie. Not perfect as in a 10 out of 10, but perfect as in like, man, it was just a good Friday night watch a movie, relaxing at home. Yeah. Right. All right.
So those were the 4 movies that we got through in a week.
So just a quick recap, like Nosferatu, not the best. If you like a Robert Eggers very symbolic movie, very
metaphorical.
Yeah, or you like movies that have a longer run time that is more slow. I would say like slow burn, I guess, but maybe definitely slower. I'd recommend Nosferatu.
Yeah,
If
Baby
you,
Girl. If
yeah.
you're looking for something to like be like a surprise in the sense that it's not what you're really expecting, I'd say go for Baby Girl.
Yeah, and if you're looking for like the not the rom com aspect, but like more like romantic drama, that would be what I would
If
recommend.
you're looking for a biopic, just straight up.
Yeah.
Just
If
go
you
see
like
that.
if you like country like
folk,
country folk or like country rock kind of
or if you like biopics,
biopics, or just Bob Dylan in general. Or if you are a fan of Timothy Chalamet, I truly do just recommend watching this movie.
I just think it's a good movie to see regardless. As long as you like biopics, I think you're good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to gear it towards people who, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously, family movie, like, or a movie that you
For
just need to.
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, family movie for Wallace and Gromit. Or if honestly, if you just want to watch a movie that is just relaxing, toned down,
de-stress.
Yeah, and something that is truly like I just need
noise.
to kind of turn my brain off for a bit. Yeah, Wallace and Gromit.
Like once I've seen it now, like I would use it as white noise. Like
Yeah,
you just
100%.
while I'm doing laundry or something in the background, just have it playing. It'd be great.
Absolutely. So, one of the things Cheyenne and I did to prepare for this episode, because this episode is the first episode, well, second episode of the new year.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, what were our top fives of 2024? What was our worst five of 2024? I think that's
worst and best.
Best, worst. We're not going to mention the ones in between, but just to keep in mind, we watched a crap ton of movies. Sorry, I'm looking at the laptop right now, just to kind of get a sense. And we have a list of movies that go to over 2 pages long.
To put it into perspective, we saw everything at Cineplex. Maybe one or two we might have seen at Landmark Cinemas.
We think we saw one at Landmark.
Yeah. So anyway, Cineplex. When you view it on the mobile app, your previous ticket, it does it by number of pages, and we had what, like 7 or 8 pages? Yeah, of movies that we had seen in 2024. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, so Cheyenne is going to do her top 5. We'll talk about that. I'll do my top 5. Cheyenne does her top worst.
Flip it.
Oh, and then I'll do my top worst?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. Okay. All right, Cheyenne, give me your top 5.
Ooh, okay. So this actually was kind of tricky to put it into such a way that I was like happy with the order.
Yeah, because Cheyenne doesn't do well with top 5 lists.
No, I don't. As you've seen the tattoos I've had, I don't do well with lists. And our goal was to make each thing in the top 5 worst and best in order. Instead of not no particular order, in a proper order. So number 1 for me is Lisa Frankenstein. And Ricky will definitely vouch for this. As I've mentioned, I do have a Lisa Frankenstein tattoo.
Yep. Yep.
In love with that movie. I think we've seen it twice in theaters, but I want to say it was like the next day or like 2 days later we saw it.
I want to say we saw it Friday and then we saw it Sunday.
Like something like that. We saw it and as soon as the movie finished, I told Ricky, I want a tattoo of this movie. And that's my seal of approval on a favorite movie is if it can get a tattoo on me, it's worth the movie feel that I get from it.
Or the other thing I knew that Cheyenne immediately loved that movie was immediately she's like, I want to own it, I want to watch it again, and I want a tattoo. Like those are the 3 things that she was like, we need to, after we watched it the first time, I need to see it again, own it, and then get a tattoo.
And also having Cole Sprouse in it.
Oh yeah,
was great.
Yeah.
Catherine Newton, great. Also, just a little happy note, when I posted the tattoo on my social media, Catherine Newton actually liked the photo. I was like, oh cool, so she saw it. And also Zelda Williams did a great job directing it. I didn't think it got as much praise as I'm giving it. Obviously, nothing will.
But good job, Zelda Williams, for the first one. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You can edit that out.
No, I'm gonna keep in all of our little.
Keep it in post. Or cut it in post.
No, I'm not cutting nothing. Go.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna cut out my cough, but.
Anyway, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, that movie was definitely my number 1. Don't want to drag it out too long. I loved it. It's campy. It's 80s kind of humor. It's just fun. I loved it.
That was number 1.
Yes, number 2.
So what made it second place?
Number 2, ironically, has a 2 in the title, but it was Smile 2. As I mentioned in the first episode, I'm a huge horror movie buff. But Smile was definitely not my favorite. when I first saw it. And again, it got tainted. I mentioned this, but it got tainted by a bunch of crap going on in the audience of that theater. And I'm like, oh, I just didn't like the movie. Neither one of us did.
Sorry, let me preface. It was Smile 1.
Yes.
That this is.
Which I said that.
You just said Smile. So
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if people
Okay.
clicked on another Smile.
Smile Uno was, for all my Latin friends out there. Anyway, Smile 1 was all those issues. So neither one of us liked it. Again, I'm much more of the horror movie fan than Ricky is. I definitely get him into that or drag him to see it. But not intentionally. You actually are way more like, oh yeah, I'll see it.
Yeah, like I think I don't even know what time last year during 2024, but at some point of 2024, I was kind of like, you know what? Let's just watch all of it. Like, because I'm not like Cheyenne grew up watching horror movies more than I did.
To an extent.
Or like maybe by like
late
teens. Yeah.
Teens.
Well into after high school, after university, I was just like no interest. Because
I met him in university too, so
yeah,
it was definitely in university era, like late university.
It was after that we didn't.
Like
I don't even know. Like I remember my mom not wanting us to see it, my dad not wanting us to see it, my aunts watching it and going, and then telling us, "Oh, it was so good, it freaked us out," and I was like, "Why do you want to be scared?"
I don't get scared with horror movies. I love the feeling though that they give off when they're chilling or like, oh, that was so good. And Smile 2 did that. So was it Smile 1 that we
I think
watched right before Smile 2, or we watched it after Smile 2?
We watched Smile 1 like when it came out.
Yeah.
So watched Smile 2 and then we rewatched Smile 1.
Okay. Because Smile 2, oh, every time I want to say her name, I can never remember her name. But the main girl in Smile 2. Naomi something.
It's not Naomi Watts.
No. It's Naomi.
It's Naomi something.
I'm just going to call her just Naomi, like Beyonce.
I might put her name underneath.
Please do, because she deserves all the credit. I thought she did incredible in this movie. Just thinking about this movie still gives me chills. And when we rewatched Smile 1 after it, I loved it way more than we did in the theaters. But yeah, Smile 2, my favorite all-time horror movie of all time. Like, absolutely loved it. And it was just like shock after shock, or like a twist after twist. There was so many twists, and I cannot wait to see where they take this series. So yeah, second favorite movie, but all-time favorite horror movie now. And that I will definitely be getting a tattoo of something from it.
Yeah, she's probably just gonna get the Smile. No, that's probably not.
It's too broad.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's okay.
Number 3.
Drumroll.
Which I believe this movie for sure is on both of our lists in some way.
I think this might be the only movie that's on our both.
Yeah, I think so. So number 3 for me is Alien Romulus. Also a huge sci-fi nut. But sci-fi when it comes more, like I love Star Wars and all that. So anything space sci-fi I really like the movie Life. Love that movie.
Never seen it. I've still never seen Life.
Yes, you have. Yes,
not Life. I'm thinking of Gravity. I haven't seen. My bad. Yes, Life is amazing. Sorry.
Yeah, he's seen it because Rebecca Ferguson's in it, and I love Rebecca Ferguson. Anyway,
I like Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, all the others are great too. Anyway, Alien Romulus was great. I thought because there's like 500 Alien movies now. I'm like, it's been done to death. What else can they do? And they did it. I just thought it was great. Like there's a couple twists in there that I really liked. A couple scenes that were like jarring. The actor's great. Everything about it I really appreciated. I would have probably given it a higher rating, but the other two were just so prominent to me. I had to keep it somewhere high-ish, so it's in the middle. Yeah. But yeah, number 3 is Alien Romulus for me.
I'll give my version of this because I know it's on my list. I'll give you my opinion on it when it comes time to my list.
In a bad way?
I mean, it's on my top 5 list. That's what I'm saying.
That's true. Okay, this is where we waver, I think. For
the
sure.
last two do not.
The last two are definitely not on his list. But number 4, I put Wolves, and it's WOLFS. It's Brad Pitt and George Clooney. And this one was not a limited release, but in our area, it was only in the Toronto area. Like it was.
Well, but then it also got released on Apple TV, right?
It was an Apple TV movie, but then it did have like select theater viewings. And I don't know if it was because we were just in Toronto that day.
We had planned a trip to Toronto for that day, and then we were like, oh well, why don't we go early? We'll go watch a movie.
Yeah, so we might as well go see this movie. Because at the time we didn't have Apple TV. We do now. We have like almost all of them now, if not all of them now. But anyway, We went to go see it. I loved it. I did not think I'd enjoy it as much as I did.
Mhm.
I really did enjoy it, and I
Mhm.
thought them two together are great actors, obviously, but working together, like acting together in that movie, was great. And the main or the guy in it,
I was gonna say the kid, but he's like 20 something.
I want to say, yeah, like college guy, college age guy, in it. I can't remember his name either. He did great. I loved his character. I thought he did really good. It's like actiony spy esque kind of vibe,
Yeah.
but really enjoyed that. So I wanted to keep it on my list somewhere. And
Before she goes into her last one, Brad Pitt and George Clooney, anytime they get into a movie together is phenomenal. Like Ocean's 11, obviously 12 and 13, but like I don't know, whenever they're in a movie together, I know it's a good. It's a recipe for a great movie.
Yeah, and this was no exception.
Oh no.
But funny enough, the last movie on my top 5, I was debating on whether it was going to be 4 or 5. And
really?
Wolves with it. No, number 5 for me is The Fall Guy. I loved it. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. I did not think I'd like this. This was a rom-com, and I did not go in thinking I'd enjoy this at all.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. And actually, again with the tattoo, during the movie, I had said to Ricky, "There's a joke in there, and you won't remember the joke, which is fine. I'm not going to spoil it, but there is a joke, something to do with an emoji." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I should get that as a tattoo because it would tie back to the joke in the movie." Pretty much any of these, maybe except for Wolves, I'd be willing to get a tattoo. So that's how I know it's in my tops. But Fall Guy I thought was funny. It was cute. Like it had the romance, which I didn't really care either way, but I appreciated it. And the action was great. It was just a really, really good movie. So yeah, those would be my top 5. So again, Ace of Frankenstein, Smile 2, Alien Romulus, Wolves, and The Fall Guy.
So one quick thing about The Fall Guy that I want to mention with Cheyenne is she fucking hated the idea of watching Fall Guy.
Yeah,
like she
that's
was
what
like,
I said.
no, you said you didn't want to watch, you weren't excited for it. But when I tell you, we were like, I was like, I want to watch Fall Guy.
Why did you want to watch Fall Guy?
Because I liked Ryan Gosling, and I knew that the movie was it's a tribute to all the stunt workers in the film industry.
Yeah, which because after the fact,
the director is or used to be a stunt person as well. So I thought, like, oh yeah, this is a film for film people, and I kind of want to watch it for that. But I also wanted to watch it because it was like a cool behind the scenes of film action movie.
Okay.
It was an action movie based on an action movie, and I was like,
which I loved it.
Yeah. All right, my top 5. So my number 1, The Wild Robot, because I'm a sensitive fuck.
He's such a slob.
Oh, dude, I think this movie was phenomenal, though.
I agree. There's a lot that's on your. Actually, no, there's not a lot on his list that I agree with, but like that one I agree with. I would have put it somewhere on my list.
How dare you?
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Anyway, Wild Robot I thought was phenomenal. Lupita Nyong'o does a great job from going robot to like it because her voice changes in the movie. Anyway, she goes from
Lupita Nyong'o is just great.
She's great. She's in 2 movies I think of last year that I can remember that was phenomenal. But like, she just aced this voice performance. Like it truly made me cry multiple times. I think I cried once near the 1/3 of the movie in, and then at least 2 more times. I don't remember. I just remember crying. It was such
I teared up too. I was crying a bit.
And then Pedro Pascal plays this kind of like assholey fox. But they grow to love, and he's amazing. And then the duckling that's in it was just I don't know. I couldn't stop talking about this movie. I just don't want to spoil it. Beautiful and wonderful, and it was a movie that like gave me life in the middle of September. And it was one of those movies where I'm like, everyone needs to see this movie. And the fact that there's hopefully going to be more of it is it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited for it so much.
Cool, because I own the book series now, but I haven't read them yet. And there's like 3 or 4 in that series. So yeah, there's definitely potential.
Oh yeah. So then my number 2, I kind of talked about it in the last episode. But Inside Out 2 just did numbers on me, man.
I know, it's just so funny.
I could not talk more praise about this movie. The first Inside Out does something. I think the first Inside Out to me is better, but the second one does something so wonderful, and it's just being open and talking about emotions that no one wants to talk about, right? Like the idea of anxiety ruling over someone's body is so easy. Anybody can talk about it
Yeah.
nowadays, but no one wants to talk about it because mental health is scary to talk about.
Yeah.
And so this movie gives a shining light to anxiety, but also joy and still, and then also talking about embarrassment or like, I don't know. It's just this, it opens the door for easy conversations of, hey, are you feeling okay? Are you anxious? Are you this? And it's just, it's beautiful. And then it reminds me of Cheyenne in the best kinds of ways.
Which I figured that's why it's probably a higher
Yeah,
one too.
I won't lie to you.
It's
That's
close
probably
to home.
But man, it's just, I'm an over analytical kind of person, and so getting to see a movie like this that overanalyzes emotions but makes it digestible for kids and for families and makes it easier to talk about it with family and friends, it's just, it was beautiful to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Like, I get it for you. It's a good choice.
Yeah. And I forgot this one was on my list, but
I'm shocked.
So I made the list. Cheyenne saw that I made the list, and she's like, "Really? This is on your list?" But Smile 2 is also on my list. It's number 3.
That makes no sense to me.
I don't get why that doesn't make any sense. It was the best horror movie of last year, man. It was good. Well, I mean, okay, Alien Romulus is also on this list, but Smile 2 did something to me where I genuinely freaked out, and the twist in that movie got me so good.
I think it also helps that we were in a big, on the big screen, because half the movies that I've seen that I thought would have freaked you out, you more joke during it. I don't know if that makes it.
Oh yeah, Cheyenne likes to throw this around when we watch horror movies, where I make jokes about it throughout the whole movie.
I'm like, dude,
it's not because I'm scared. It's just because. Okay, the systematic formula of the systematic formula of horror movies is just so funny to me now that I've seen them all. I've seen a lot of them. It's just, they're so easy and so.
Because you think you've seen them all and then Smile 2.
Well, Smile 2 is a different conversation. I wasn't joking around when we watched Smile 2 though, because
that's great.
Smile. Anyway, all the other horror movies to me just like they do something things that are so dumb, like go into a room that. Like, obviously the killer is in. Or go, oh, what's that noise? Let me go follow it. Nah. Smile 2 does none of the typical things that a horror movie does, but makes you so freaking terrified. It's just puts you... the whole movie is just unsettling. Through and through.
It's very much so, but I love that feeling.
But I didn't know I loved that feeling until this movie. This movie
gave me new life for horror. I know this is your top 5. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, but it's on your top 5 too, so it makes sense.
But it gave me new life for horror movies. I was so happy something finally good came out from a horror movie, because we saw a good chunk of horror movies in 2024, and all of them sucked.
We started off the year last year watching a horror movie,
which actually one of them is on my worst list.
I think it was on mine, and I took it off. I had to decide anyway. Yeah. But yeah. So Smile 2. If you want a movie that brings new life into the horror genre, or if you're not a horror person and you want to be freaked out, watch the first Smile movie, but then watch Smile 2, and bang, it'll do it to you. All right. Number 4 is the movie no one can stop talking about right now. Yeah. But I loved it, and I wanted to watch it for a third time, and it was Wicked. Too.
It's still out, I think.
It is still out. So if you want to watch Wicked and you haven't seen it, I know a buddy of mine at work that we were talking about it, and he's watching it. He's watching it this weekend. But, dude, Wicked was phenomenal.
It was great, and it makes me laugh that it's still on your list, because he's not a musical guy. It's not your go-to.
Well, okay, so I want to watch I always want to watch musicals. Cheyenne doesn't want to watch anything that's sad, and unfortunately...
I love musicals.
Then why haven't we watched Les Mis?
Oh, Les Mis is the one I'm not watching.
Because it's too sad.
Because it's too sad. No, but I will watch it. I've watched really sad ones. I watched Carousel, really sad.
Okay, anyway.
I've watched a lot.
Point is that I like watching musicals. I just haven't been exposed to them as much. But Wicked, the minute I heard Wicked was coming out, I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to watch this. I wasn't sure. Then I saw Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo got cast, and no shade to either one of them. I genuinely was just like, oh, they just casted singers, and Cynthia Erivo can act as well. So
can Ariana.
But Ariana, I didn't see act on the big screen.
Oh, on the big screen,
right?
No, she's in so much
TV shows, right? And so I was like, oh, I don't know if she could carry this, to be quite honest with you. I know she could sing all the songs, and I was confident in her singing ability.
I wasn't that confident, after seeing it now.
But Cynthia Erivo, I always expected perfection in terms of the singing, and she gave it. I wasn't sure how she was going to do this, but holy shit, all of my fears were gone. As soon as we watched this movie, I was like, this might be I at one point was like, this might be the best movie of the year.
Yeah, 100%. She said that right as the movie finished.
This might be the best movie of the year. And it's because also it's a part 1. So if you haven't seen
Which,
Wicked,
but they filmed all of it. In
it's
one
all
shot,
part 2 is done.
We just
It's,
have to wait till November 21st.
yeah,
this year.
it's on our list of movies to come up this year. Anyway, but like it just was holy crap. I remember watching it going, dude, this is amazing. And the fact that we've never seen the Broadway play, I was like, why haven't I seen this Broadway play? We should have seen it.
Yeah, I wanted to, and it's so
I
funny.
know
We had planned, or I had planned to see the one in summer in Toronto,
but
it sold out
immediately.
Yeah.
All right. Now my last one. We talked about it. Alien Romulus.
So we had 2 on the list.
Yeah. Smile 2 is the other one, the one that she was surprised on. But Alien Romulus. If you liked Alien 1 and you're like, man, why can't they just do Alien 1 again? Alien Romulus is that, dude. Like Alien Romulus just gave me all of the best parts of Alien 1 while still trying to put a spin onto the Alien franchise, and I thought it was so well done. Everyone acted their butts off. It just was great. I think it was tension where tension was needed, and a revitalization of the Alien franchise. New director, I don't even remember who his name is, but you deserve all your flowers. It's just so well done, and I was so excited when we watched it. I was like, I honestly, up until September. Well, no, actually, all up till September, until Wild Robot came out. I told Cheyenne, this is the best movie that came out all year.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason why it got kind of shined out was because after taking in all everything. But like truly, like Alien Romulus being in my top 5 is a big thing. And I think it's because again, A Complete Unknown was number 6 for me at one point. So yeah, I think it's just phenomenal. I think it's one of the best movies that came out.
That's right.
Time to go on to the top 5 worst movies, and I'll do it in reverse order. We'll do 5 to 1. The least worst.
To the worst. Okay.
All right.
So number 5.
So top 5 worst movies of 2024. The least worst. So my number 5 is Civil War.
Yeah.
Now Civil War, we were kind of excited for it. It was. I think it was an A24 movie anyway.
IMAX too. Was it A24?
I think it was A24. So out of all of our praise of A24 movies, this was the worst one out of A24's movies. We were just like, we saw the trailers for it. We weren't sure what was going on, but we saw modern wartime, and Kristen Dunst was in it, and we were like, oh, this might be really, really good.
Oh, and it did it have the guy from Parks and Rec in it? I could be very wrong.
No.
Ron Swanson?
Oh yeah, he was the president.
He was the president, yeah.
And then Jesse Plemons was also in it.
I like him.
But we were like very excited because we were like, oh, this looks
the trailer
cool.
Great.
And like with political tension always being what it is, and we were like, oh, this is a good movie to kind of shine a light on modern political tension. And we watched it and we were bored in 10 minutes.
It was really boring. And even in IMAX, it was very boring.
Yeah, we watched it in IMAX. We were like, oh, this movie deserves the IMAX attention.
It says it was made for IMAX or whatever.
Yeah, it was just, man, dude, it was just disappointing. Like, I think I expected more from it.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like a commentary on modern society, and it's more of a commentary on like media outlets in a wartime scenario, but it was just not the direction I thought the movie was going, and it subverted my expectations in not the best way.
Okay.
Yeah.
4.
Everyone expected better from this movie. Truly, everyone expected better from Joker Folie à Deux. It was just not good, dude. Like, it was so upsetting. The reason why it's higher up on my list is just because the other ones were worse. Like, but like truly, if the other 3 didn't come out, this is just horrifically bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I get the idea that like, I don't know, me and my brother were talking about it. The first half of the movie is really not that bad, and then it just really tanks halfway through. And me and my brother spent a good hour trying to figure out different solutions for how this movie could have gone, and
there's no solution.
It was just disappointing that the director decided to kind of bombshell his original movie, and it was just so disappointing.
3.
All right, number 3 is the worst of the Sony Spider-Man villain movies. Not really a villain movie in this case, but Sony decided to trash their villain series, and I'm so glad for it, because Madam Web was god awful. Like, it was bad. Like, I get you have Dakota Johnson. I get that you have Sydney Sweeney and Isabella Merced and
I don't even know
I
who that
even,
is.
I just, dude, it was just so frustrating. Like, for people who want to see a bad movie be funny bad, this is it. But it's not even funny. Like,
Any
it's just
Sony villain movie is funny bad.
no, because Venom 1 wasn't that bad. Like, okay,
I don't hate the Venom series. Actually,
okay.
don't.
Truth be told, I'm a Spider-Man fan. All of Sony's Spider-Man
Yeah.
movies that don't include Spider-Man are ass. Like, I don't like them. And people who say that Venom was good, it's not really that good. Like,
I'm not saying it's that good. I just
Cheyenne likes them. That's fine.
but I don't like them because they're a great movie. They're just something to watch.
I'll give you that Tom Hardy does the best job out of all of the movie characters that did it.
Not Topher Grace.
No, I'm not saying
for
Venom. I'm saying for the Sony villain. Topher Grace also was a decent Eddie Brock, not a good Venom. Anyway, but yeah, it's just Madam Web wasn't interesting. Changed the lore too much, and the one thing I hate the most was in film. A lot of things. I don't remember the exact term for it. I want to say it's like ADD, but or like anyway, they do like a voiceover over scenes that they want to change. So like when film goes into reshoots and they're changing up the story for stuff.
That's totally different.
ADR, AVR, or
okay.
something like that. Anyway, so when they go over lines, they'll re-record lines, and they usually put on the image or on the screen a part where no one's talking. In this movie, in Madam Web, the person is not talking at all. Like you can see his lips flat, like not moving, and he's still talking. And I'm like, dude, that there's like you can't even get basic editing right. I don't know. I was so mad at this movie. Next movie is Absolution. Absolution was the worst Liam Neeson movie I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Number 2, yeah.
Yeah, it is not good, boring. It just needed more something action was definitely what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, there was no action.
There was one fight scene or sorry, 2 fight scenes. One ended in 5 seconds and the other one didn't need to happen.
It's just it was pointless, and he looked awful in it.
Yeah, I mean, no shade to Liam Neeson. It's just I know he's getting older, and so it's
no, it had nothing to do with that. He did not suit that porn stash that he had.
It's just
not. It was not good.
Okay, and my worst movie of the year is Borderlands.
Okay.
And the reason why I say this is the worst movie the entire year is this one had the most potential to be good. Like from a video game standpoint, I played Borderlands. I played 1 and 2. I haven't played 3, and the 4th one is coming out I think later on this year. Or the 5th one's coming out. I can't remember. But dude, there's so much story you could have pulled from the Borderlands series, and or like much more life you could have brought into the Borderlands series, and it was just bad. Like Kevin Hart was. The problem is that Kevin Hart is just Kevin Hart in this movie. To me, he doesn't play a specific character. I like Kate Blanchett. But I like Kate Blanchett in anything she's in. But like to me, nothing was redeemable about this movie. I could have saved time and money without watching this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my top 5 list. All right, Cheyenne, what's your top 5 worst movies of the year?
Do you want me to go 5?
You can do it in order. I just want to be fun and
okay,
change
but
stuff.
now I'm worried it's gonna screw people up.
It doesn't matter. Okay, fine. Go.
Actually, I'll do 5 to 1. I'll do 5 to 1. So number 5. I will say we have 3 that are the same, but in different orders. So number 5 for me though is Joker Folie à Deux. Same reasons. Didn't think it was good. I wanted it to be good. It was very annoying when I saw Lady Gaga was in it. I like Lady Gaga, but as soon as I saw she was casted, I knew they would do something with her voice. Like it was just way too obviously it would be a musical, and it was, and it wasn't even like new songs. It was covers of old songs, which I get. But why bother? It was just not good. No.
What Cynthia Erivo did and Ariana did in Wicked was something that I think Lady Gaga could have done for this, and she just couldn't do it.
I just didn't. No, I didn't like it. They could have done at least one original song or something. I don't know. Didn't like it.
Yeah.
Number 4 I have is Cuckoo, which had Dan Stevens in it, and I forget the main girl. I want to say she looks like the girl in House of the Dragon. But it's not. I don't think it's her. But anyway, I don't know if it's her actually. Now that I say that,
we'll figure it out. Again, I might put her name underneath.
That movie was just very boring. There was nothing great about it. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. It was definitely not, because it was number 4. But yeah, I just thought it was a little too boring for me, and I would have been okay skipping it now that I've seen it, because it was just felt very long, even though it wasn't that long of a movie. So
But shout out to Dan Stevens, because I liked his acting.
I liked him as the Beast.
But he was also in another movie of this past year, Abigail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was another
also
vampire
a really
movie.
good movie, Abigail. Good movie for
It was
the
alright.
actors.
It was
good
alright.
movie for the actors. Anyway, number 3, I also have is Madam Web. There's a couple that were on your list that I kind of would have agreed with, but I enjoyed them enough because they were so stupid or so
That's
like
fair.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
But yeah, Madam Web was just trash. It was not good, not enjoyable. I'm also not a huge fan of Dakota Johnson. So just didn't really help. But anyway, number 2 I have is The King Tide. And
we talked
that
about
one, I think it was Canadian made, if I'm not mistaken. It's
I
a
don't
Canadian made
know.
movie. I'm like 90% sure it's Canadian made. It was not good, and I kind of blame it on being a Canadian made movie.
I was gonna say don't blame it on being a Canadian made film, dude. Because Deadpool is also a Canadian made film.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway,
I like Deadpool.
I didn't like King Tide. I did not
No,
like
that's
it.
fine.
I thought it was. It took again very long to get to any point, and when it got to that point, I was left wanting more. Just did not enjoy it at all.
My thing with The King Tide, the reason why it's not on my list is because I liked the ending. That was it.
I didn't think the ending was good either. So
yeah, that's fine.
Number 1, Absolution. I absolutely hated Absolution. It was really not good. And the thing with Liam Neeson, I like Liam Neeson. All his movies are the same to some degree, obviously. Like you have Taken, you have The Commuter, all of these. They're kind of all the same. This one was just not the same. Yeah. It looked so out of left field. Not his style, not his vibe, no action except for the one scene. If I could give it a negative rating, I would give it a negative rating. I did not like this movie. No.
Yeah. Like, the other thing with Absolution is when we went to go see it, we were kind of like, yeah, we're kind of in the mood for a Liam Neeson movie. In the mood
for a Liam Neeson movie. That was the thing, because we're not usually one to watch a lot of Liam Neeson movies because they're all the same. My parents love Liam Neeson movies to the end of time.
So do my parents, actually. They
and it's kind of funny because I'm like, they're the same thing every time. I kind of know what's going to happen, but I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood for it. It's a new movie. Let's give it a shot.
It wasn't like anything
opposite.
like Oh, we're so upset.
So bad.
All right.
But yeah, there's also a few movies.
That we wanted to do on this podcast today was talk about the couple movies that we are excited about for 2025. 2025 is going to bring a lot of big movies that have been in the works for a while, or kind of like a reform of old things. Yeah. And then also on the other end of that is movies that we are like just intrigued for.
Yeah.
So,
and these aren't in any particular
No. It's just kind of, hey, we've looked it up. This is what came up. So like for me, we'll talk about Marvel. I fucking love Marvel. And so Captain America, Brave New World. I'm so excited.
He's really excited. I'm looking forward to seeing another Marvel movie because I hope it's going to live up to... Well, I'm more excited now after seeing the trailer. Don't want to spoil anything just in case, but I'm way more excited.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it was just... As soon as so Winter Soldier, the Falcon Winter Soldier, when that show came out, a lot of people were like not a fan of it. I thought it was cool enough. And I'm also really excited to see what Sam can bring to the Captain America role, and obviously this happens in the comics anyway, so it's not a big deal. But I just wanted to see what like Sam could do as Captain America, and this movie is the first movie to usher in the new year in Marvel, and so I'm super excited about that.
This one I think we're both kind of excited for, but Black Bag. I know Kate Blanchett's in it,
and I know Michael Fassbender's in it.
Thank you. That's all I needed. I like what the trailer's giving. Because it's not giving a lot, but it's giving enough to keep me intrigued. Because there's a couple movies that we were thinking over when we went over this list. That we were like, oh, the trailer looked good, but it looks like a trailer we've seen in a past movie this year, and whatever. So I'm like, I get why Black Bag's on here for us, and same with the next one.
Absolutely. So, Mickey 17.
Yes.
So we love Robert Pattinson. Like, Robert Pattinson's phenomenal. I loved him in Tenet and Cheyenne, and we watched the Batman. He was phenomenal in that.
And Edward Cullen.
I was literally just about to say Twilight.
But like even aside from that,
this guy can do no wrong, and Mickey 17 looks like a nice weird form
And
movie.
a lot of people forget about Water for Elephants.
Oh yeah,
Pointed
yeah,
out too. Really good in that.
yeah. And then also the director for Mickey 17 is the director for the Parasite, right? Am
I don't
wrong?
know.
Am I getting it wrong?
I
Might be
don't
wrong.
know.
I'll
I
correct.
think you're right. I think the guy who directed Parasite, I think, did direct Mickey 17.
Yeah,
You're
so
pretty spot on.
If I'm right, I'll wrong. Right, great. If not, I'll write the actual where
Yeah.
he's from before. But this movie, I think, is an A24 movie that looks super,
Oh.
super exciting, and it seems like it's going to be like kind of like a weird mixed bag of suspense, and so I think it's going to be good.
Next one's Wake Up Dead Man, which is another Knives Out mystery, like Glass Onion and Knives Out.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Very much so. Like the other two are great.
Yeah, I think Knives
all
Out.
it's great to see all those actors.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Like Knives Out, it's always a different cast
Yep.
of people. The only one that stays around is Daniel Craig.
Yep.
But I think this is going to be really cool because I didn't have any expectation when we went to see or when we saw at home Glass Onion. I wasn't sure if it was going to be any good. I wasn't like.
I liked the first one better.
I agree. I really liked Glass Onion though.
Yeah, you liked it way more than me. I liked it, but
Yeah.
I liked the first one better.
But I like murder mysteries, so I think it was.
I
good.
did too.
Yeah. Oh, I should have left you to say this one.
Oh, I'll say it, Michael.
Yeah.
The one we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
I have a. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have a huge obsession with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth.
Oh, okay.
What I was gonna say.
Yeah, my go-to solo male artist next to Ed Sheeran is Michael Jackson, and the fact that I didn't know this was coming out, it was Ricky who told me, and I'm like, oh. And again, like I said, I think it's Jerome Jackson's son. So either way, it's Michael Jackson's nephew that's going to be playing Michael. I'm very excited to see what they do with this. I haven't seen any trailer. I don't even think there is a trailer
I don't know.
yet, but I will be seeing it regardless.
Also, I should say, all these movies that we're kind of hyping up for this year, we're hoping it's coming into theaters. If they come onto a streaming device and we've mentioned it, we'll try our best to watch it and give you the recommendation.
Yeah, of course.
The next one is Frankenstein. This is a Guillermo del Toro version
I'm really
of it.
excited for this because of Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Can do no wrong.
That's going to be good.
And then another Marvel movie.
Yep.
I think this one comes out after the other one we're going to mention.
Well,
but
yeah.
Thunderbolts. So this one seems cool enough. I know a little bit about it. I don't know a whole lot about the team specifically, but it's good to see Ghost come back. It's good to see Taskmaster, because last time you see Taskmaster in Black Widow, and I'm not spoiling that, but yeah, dude, like I'm excited to see a lot of villains team up and for a cause. I know it's kind of like Suicide Squad-y, so if you've seen Suicide Squad, it's gonna be kind of similar to that. But I also just like Florence Pugh as Natasha's sister. That I can't remember her name. Right, sorry, I know I'm very handsy, but I like to talk with.
No, I hear the thuds.
But yeah, so I'm excited because I really want to see Winter Soldier again, kind of like what I said earlier. So I kind of want to see what happens in this movie, and especially kind of like a wrap up to see what Julia Louis-Dreyfus has been doing in the Marvel universe. Yeah.
You can do the next one too. It doesn't matter.
Why?
Just rapid fire. Go.
Okay, fine. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. We've seen the other one. Was it last year or the year before?
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
We saw it actually in 4DX.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Cineplex offers a type of movie experience called 4DX. Basically, if you've been in what's the other one?
D-Box.
D-Box. Seats move in D-Box, but it's not crazy. This is literally like you're on a roller coaster.
Oh yeah, like if there's lightning, the lights will go. And I've read it wasn't in ours, but apparently like they'll spray water.
Yeah, water or mist or whatever comes out. But
yeah.
Talking about specifically with the movie, Mission Impossible, we've always been a huge fan of the Mission Impossible series, and so when we saw Dead Reckoning, we thought that one was good. Didn't realize it was going to be a part one, so the fact that there's part two coming out and it's going to finish that story and possibly the end of the franchise. We'll see what ends up happening. I'm excited for it.
Ballerina, I'm looking forward to. That's in the John Wick universe. We loved the John Wick series. Oh, so good. So I'm very excited to see Ballerina. I think it's going to be great. It looks like it's going to be promising, so I'm hoping.
And Ana de Armas is
I didn't know her name, so thank you.
She's great actress. All right, we mentioned it earlier, but Wicked for Good, which is the second part of the Wicked series, is super. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I think also I know it's going to solve a lot of questions. The first one I've left.
Which, mind you, after seeing the first one, we kind of guessed things that will happen.
But it doesn't matter. Like I think it's still going to be exciting.
It's one of those movies that if you spoil it, I wouldn't care. because
No,
it's
same-
all based
same
on
to same.
the Wizard of Oz anyway. So
Yeah, not like we're gonna
Um,
spoil it, but like
no,
again,
anyway.
like I'm super excited for it. I know
Yeah.
Cheyenne's super excited for it.
Next is Superman,
Yep.
and it's with the newer DC Studios
Ooh.
with James Gunn. now?
Yeah, with James Gunn.
Which it looks really good. Like it looks like a Marvel movie more,
I mean,
like in that style because it's James Gunn.
that's what I mean. I'm like, you got the Guardians of the Galaxy director
Yeah.
now putting his hand in
Yep.
in DC and being the creative director for DC. I think it's going to be a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
I'll let you announce the next one because I know it's one of your favorite film
Oh
series.
yes. So first episode I mentioned Avatar. So the next Avatar is coming out. It's called Fire and Ash, and I am
Ooh.
very excited. It's going to be more about the fire people, obviously.
The villains of the fire people.
I'm just very excited. I have no words for that.
Yep. All right, then I will mention Fantastic Four, finally coming back to the big screen, but this time under the Marvel umbrella instead of the Fox umbrella.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Pedro Pascal also in this one. So I'm super.
What's this one called?
Fantastic Four for the first half. Cheyenne's going to be very specific. When we play
You
a
can't
game.
just say Fantastic Four.
It's Fantastic Four. If I say the new Fantastic Four movie, this is the only one that's new.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah, no, it's the only one that's new, but it's called First.
Anyway, my point is that Pedro Pascal is going to be a phenomenal in this. I know the other three. Joseph Quinn is the Human Torch. I know the other two, and I'm so sorry I can't remember the name, but not that they're watching this. But yeah, I think this is going to be a phenomenal movie. I'm super excited for it. I'm also excited because, like I said, now that Fox has sold all the rights to Disney and Marvel to do their own shit with their characters, I'm happy Marvel owns the Fantastic Four for the first time.
Next one I think is the one that's coming out first.
I
Within
think so.
like a couple weeks or
Yeah.
next month or something. But anyway, The Amateur. We mentioned. I always say Rami Malek. I don't know if it's Rami Malek or Rami Malek. Either way,
we'll
he's
figure
in
it
it. And Lawrence Fishburne is in it
Oh.
too, and it looks like such a good movie. Like it looks like a smart, like intelligence type guy trying to find the person who killed his wife.
Yeah.
That's it.
But it seems like a spy movie that puts a twist on the spy genre.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't feel like it's just, oh, this guy's just going to shoot up and kill everyone.
Yeah.
It feels like this guy is really trying to get better and learn. Yeah.
Oh, last one I should mention.
Go for it, Hornet.
The Conjuring's coming out with, I don't know if it's going to be the last movie, who knows, but it's called Last Rites. Rite, obviously. And I'm very excited for that one. Goes without saying.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap up, I want to say, if you didn't like any of the opinions, or like if you're like, I don't know, it's just our word, right? Like
that's fine.
Like we're like, for example, I'm excited for Captain America: Brave New World, but I also know a lot of the Marvel people aren't, right? Or like I loved Wicked, and Cheyenne's like, I can't believe.
Oh, I loved Wicked.
Well, no, but Cheyenne's like, I can't believe you liked it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so we're gonna be talking about movies in general and reviews, but like if you don't like it and you were like, no, I think it's still gonna be good, or I think it's crap, I'm not gonna watch it. Hey, it's just our opinion.
And also leave a comment.
Of
If
course.
you disagree, if you agree, if you're somewhere in the middle, leave a comment. We would be happy to read them, answer them, whatever.
Absolutely.
The whole point is just conversation, trying to make light of movies and trying to bring back the culture of going to see a movie at the theater.
Exactly.
So regardless if you like our opinions or not, we're just happy you're watching and listening.
Hey, that's it. So if you disagree with any of our opinions, whether our top 5 or top worst, and then on top of that, the reviews that we have for what was it, Nosferatu, Complete Unknown, Baby Girl, and Wallace and Gromit. Not that I think anybody's going to be like Wallace and Gromit. It's absolute garbage. But if you have any opinions, you disagree with us, or you agree with us, let us know. Write it in the comment section on YouTube where this will be, or leave a comment on Spotify, because I think you can leave a comment on Spotify.
You can also leave us a comment on Instagram, Twitter, or X,
Google Plus,
Facebook, all the things. We have all the things. TikTok as well. Feel free to leave a comment, watch some reels,
perfect,
share it with your friends. We're nice people.
Yeah, and then this airs every Tuesday, and then from here on out, it'll be one episode every week. We'll talk about whatever comes out next week, which I think is January the 10th-ish, in that row. I don't remember. But
so first episode will be the 7th, which is today, or it will be.
No, I'm saying the next episode we'll be talking about movies that came out January 10th, 11th, 12th, that weekend. I don't remember the exact weekend, but next weekend we'll be watching the new set of movies that come out, which I'm pretty sure is actually Den of Thieves. So the newest Den of Thieves movie. Yeah. So we'll be watching that Den of Thieves movie. We'll let you know how it works, it goes, and whatever other movie comes out next weekend, and then we'll talk about the week after, the Tuesday after, will be that episode.
Yeah.
Right?
So thanks for watching.
Yeah. Stick around. Or sorry, stay tuned every Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. And
All right.
thank you so much, guys, for watching.
Yeah. Go enjoy the movie.